everybody. I hope that you guys are having an awesome week. And today I'm going to be doing some live playtesting and talking about what it is to be a playtester and playing through some of the Greybox levels that we've received for Dawn City Heist. So to start us off with that, I'm going to go to the project portal. So this is the playtest published levels task, which should be available to you guys, and it's due on August 2nd, which is Monday of next week. And this task is available to anyone on this project. And what we want you to submit here is a playtest form. If you click that link, it will take you to this Google form where you can fill in your information. And you should test one or more levels that have been uploaded to the Endless Mission content portal. And we have a list of levels document here in the How to Prepare section. So if you click on that, it will take you to the game design document for Dawn City Heist. And here you can see there's the example level and also some Greybox levels. So we have 3 in here. One of those I made myself, so I can't be a great playtester for a level that I made, but I'll playtest the other levels, and then I might run through my level just to show what I've made as well. So if you click on these links, they will take you to the page for them on the Endless Mission website. Let me stop my cat from eating plastic here. And on this page, you can see all the information that's on the content portal in the game. So I'm going to start with this level, the DCH Tower Greybox. And I will show where to find that inside the Endless Mission. So if I navigate into here, and here I'm just on the main page of the Endless Mission. So if I navigate from here to the Content tab, I'll be in the game browser, and I can see levels that people have uploaded here. So here's the example level of Dawn City Heist, and here's the prototyping kit, but I can also see some recently uploaded levels, which are the gray boxes that I was just showing. I can also search in here, gray box, and that'll pull up whatever I have in here. So let's play this level. And how we do this is we click on it, and click download, and we'll see this progress bar go, and then it'll turn to a play button. So let's start this. So when I'm playtesting, I'm going to play just as if I was a regular player playing through the level, but also what I'm going to do is express my thoughts as I play through. So I'm going to be speaking aloud, explaining what I'm feeling, what I think I'm supposed to do as I go through this. And I'll also mention if I'm having trouble, or if there's things I think are weird, or if I'm feeling frustrated in any places. That's important to express here. So this is Dawn City Heist, the One Towers. Talk to Oni. Okay, cool. So we've started out here. There's a big building, but we're kind of in the void still. So what I immediately notice is there's not any boundaries to this area, so I could just walk off the edge. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go talk to Oni. I'm going to be a good player first. Interacted with her. Ready for another job. I can ask her who she is. What are we doing now? Something MacGuffin. 7th floor. Maybe some coins along the way if you're lucky. Okay. And the security? Drones. Lots of them. And once I've pinched the thingy, I have to get to the 8th floor fire escape. Okay, sounds good. Now she will bounce. And there's a door here, but to get in I need this key. Okay, so there's a drone here. I'm going to back away and give him some space to look around. Whoa. But he's moving pretty fast, actually. I don't want to be caught over here while he's zooming that way, because wow, he just goes really fast. There's no places for me to hide around here, so I missed a coin. Okay, I'm gonna go back and get that. I'm gonna get this one first. Oh, I'm concerned about this drone because he moves so fast. He's at me. I'm scared. Okay, will he catch me in this corner? No. Okay, so when he zooms over here, I think his his detection beam is off, actually. Yeah, so when he goes really fast, the beam is off. That's interesting. I don't really expect that from him, because I expect him to be looking around the whole time, except maybe when he's turning. So I don't know about that. Okay, here's another one. Looks like he's just going back and forth. So I'll just wait for him, and I'll move past the window here, but it looks like there's no ledge. It's interesting because there's a... It's at a level where I can just walk right out onto the windowsill, but I can't go anywhere. I would just fall back down. Past this guy and give him a chance to turn around. Here's the same thing. There's a ledge here where I can walk right through, but I would just fall back down to the bottom if I were to go outside. Okay. So these drones, it's just a pretty simple timing challenge, looks like. Mind that. Yeah, I can see the exit keycard over there, and it looks like that drone is actually clipping through those walls a bit. That patrol route is a little too far, I think. But, okay, so that's where I need to go to get the key, but there's no path there, so I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's keep exploring. Jump. Haven't had to do that at all this level yet. Another one. Oof. But I couldn't quite make that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he got me. I've been spotted once. Let's see how quickly I can get back up there. Also haven't been any coins on this second floor. I'm trying to get past these drones. In unison now. Oh, I see that one clipping through the stairs as well. I think needs some adjustment. Okay. So I wonder if that jump is actually doable, or if there's someplace else that I'm supposed to go. The window ledge? Nope. No platform or anything out here, so let's go do it. Ugh. Okay, I made it. I think it might be good to make that platform a little bigger so that that jump is easier, but then again, that was an exciting and challenging part when I got caught, but I had no way to, like, know that I was going to get caught right then. Oh, where did he come from? It's like that one is patrolling outside the building. He pops in. There he is. So he turns right there, and then he goes really fast. He's going in kind of a square. I think, yep, this is where that key card is. So I gotta squeeze past this guy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he got me, so I'm back at the bottom. So I'm going to sprint, because that's a thing you can do. So I'm holding down left shift to go faster now. And I'm just going to run back up. It is a little bit frustrating that I have to start at the bottom of the tower and there's no way to quickly get back to where I was. It would be cool, I think, if there was like an elevator that you could unlock as you got to the higher floors so that you could just quickly go back to the last place you were. But you couldn't go there immediately, you have to unlock it over time. I'm gonna get onto this ledge here so that the one who flies up there can't get me. And get this. Also worth mentioning that there's no way to get off of that platform once you've gotten there, and there's no place to hide. That would be a good spot for a hiding place to sneak past that guy. And jump again. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that spot needs some adjustment because it's pretty tough to make that jump without sprinting. I'm doing right now, I'm sprinting so that I can get up here and get up here. Okay. So That guy's gonna turn over there. I think I'm gonna follow him. See where that goes. Because I know I can jump on that platform. Here's something interesting. There's a ledge out here, and now I can walk around. I think that's cool. I really like to walk on ledges on like rooftops and things in games. Gotta get up here. Something scary, because if you mess them up, you have to start over from wherever you land. Okay, so there's some hiding spots here, and this guy, there's two of them. Interesting. I'm gonna grab that and hide. This guy, move away. There's a coin over there. I'll go for that next. Okay. No ledge out here. Let's hide in here just in case. There's two ways to go over there. I'm gonna wait for him. Come on. Okay. Out here. Okay. So there's a coin over here. After I get this, there's only one more. Bet it's on the top floor. Oh well. Not really sure what that patrol route is, because he seems to be going in like a diagonal. Whoa, hello. Where did he go? Did he go under? He went under the platform. That's strange. I wouldn't expect that. I would generally... Oh, hello. Wow, that was really fast. Okay. Yeah, that patrol route has some issues. I would generally expect them to go in kind of a flat horizontal path, or maybe to go up and down a little, but obviously not to go through surfaces like that. So I think that needs some adjustment. I also think that the speed could use some tweaking so that they don't just like zoom really fast, because I'm expecting them to kind of maintain almost the same speed while they're moving around. Here's the final coin, and there's the exit door. But I think there's a drone over here, but I'm not sure. It's not. Okay. I might be safe. Alright, time to get out of here. Okay. I did it. Okay. So that was cool. I liked the whole tower thing, so what I'm going to do now is go to the playtest feedback form. And here's the thing about playtesting. It's really good to give your feedback right after you finish, because the longer you take, the more time you have to think about it, the more it changes your immediate experience and the way that you're thinking about it. So it's good to just get your thoughts out pretty quick. So what I'm going to do is... Cory, oh, that's not the email that I want to use. What is it? cpfeiffer. cpfeiffer@elinemedia.com. And I tested, really putting all my information out there. Dawn, no, it was DCH, Power, Greybox. It tested, that's today. And I don't have the build number. Anything I found confusing or frustrating. Some of the drones flew really fast when I was not expecting them to. Oh, I had to fell a few times from jumps and had to start from the bottom, which I found frustrating. I couldn't tell where some of the drones were patrolling. And their paths seemed weird when they flew through walls. I'm gonna say that felt just about right in terms of length. It was a little long, but I didn't mind it because I felt like it was a whole mission and there was several stages to what I was doing. That's part of what I liked about the different floors. Like each one was an individual challenge and they all built up to one experience. So I'm gonna say I liked pressing upward through each floor of tower. I also liked that you had to drop down into the place to get the exit key. That was cool. And it was cool that you could see it from the other floor, but there was no way to get to it. And then later you have to climb up and go over and drop down into it. I liked that. I liked dropping down into the... Was it floating or was it suspended? Suspended chamber to get the exit key. I think that was pretty exciting, dropping down in there to get the key. Although I did fall immediately after that because I got spotted by the drone because there was no place to hide. I still liked that though. I'm gonna say that. I thought it was exciting and cool to see the exit key but not be able to reach it. And then down from above. What was the most challenging moment of the experience? I'm gonna say that jump, the second jump where I fell a couple of times. So the second jump over a gap inside the tower was difficult to make. I fell a few times there. And then I had to start from the bottom. Anything that seemed buggy or broken. Yeah, so I'm gonna say those drones that I saw flying through walls or like down through a ceiling, that seemed broken, and I think that needs some adjustment. So some of the drones flew into walls and clipped through them, or their path took them through a ceiling or solid surface. Solid surface. I think their paths need to be adjusted so that they don't move through solid surfaces. I have played a lot of games like this because I like stealth games and I like first-person games. I think it was about the right level of challenge. It was designed for someone who's about as good as I am because I had a couple of tough parts, but I also got through it. The objectives were clear. Get the, what do you call it, MacGuffin, and get out. It was clear to me. Yeah, because I saw the UI, I talked to Oni, and she told me what I was doing, so that was all good. Any loopholes or anything that the designer might not have intended? Technically, I could just walk off the edge of the level. If I had not decided to be a good player early on, I could have just walked off the side. Usually, you want to box players in so that they can't just escape your level because you want them to play your level. You don't want them to like fall out of the world. So I'm gonna say that. The player can walk off the sides of the level. And actually, I'm going to test that real quick because I didn't confirm that because I was saying I was going to be a good player. Let's see if you actually can. It's possible he put invisible walls or something like that. He didn't. Okay. So now that we know, yeah. Players should not be able to do that. My strategy for winning was watch the drones, time my movement carefully to avoid them, and get all the coins and treasure. Something I felt really worked well. I did like moving up through the tower and going through each floor, so I liked progressing from each floor to the next. I liked the look of the tower and the arrangement of the target treasure area and the, what do you call those? The ledges around the outside. But it didn't work well. Some of the drones moved really fast. Some of the drones moved too fast or had unpredictable routes or clipped through walls. So it was frustrating to have to start from the beginning. Something that I'd like to see more of, hiding spots. I didn't see very many of them. Hiding spots. I wanted to be able to hide from drones in many places. There were only a couple. Anything else? I don't think I was going to say job. Intimate. Here we go. So that is the process for playing a level and submitting your playtest feedback. So now the creator of this level, once this playtest task is over, will be able to get that feedback and look at it, and it'll be attached to the link to their level. It'll be here with their level link. So that's one level down. Let's go do another one. So I notice we have Melody E level. And this is another contributor, so cool. I haven't played this one. I'm excited to get into it. Let's do it. So now I'll go back to the content portal and play Melody E level. So I'll download this. Wait for that to load. Okay, so immediately I notice there's the starting UI hasn't been changed. It's kind of tricky to find, but it's good to have your have a themed name for your level and to edit this and put it there. So let's go. Whoa. Okay, I also started a little bit above the ground, so I dropped in here, which is not terrible because I started where I needed to, but it's also good to have you pretty close to the ground. So there's a line of coins that's kind of guiding me this way. It's two of these drones. Oh, interesting. Okay. Go here and hide. Ooh, that was close. That's an interesting path. Yep, swoosh by him there. And I'll grab this coins. I've got a very clear path here leading me. And I can see the prototyping kit over there, which is fine. It's not a huge deal because when we actually fully build these levels, we will be putting nice environment props to make things look pretty. Okay, so there's a continuous trail of coins here. And there's a drone over there. there's not really any danger here. I'm just being led this way. So, okay, here's the drone. It's going to come this way. I'm going to move out of his way. Over there. Okay, so he's moving in a rectangle. I'm going to grab this. Get past him. And I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go from here. So there's the edge of the level where I could walk off. And I see a little wall over here. I don't see an exit door or an exit key card. Here, that's where I was before. So I think maybe this level is not fully completable, but that is okay if so. So there is a target treasure, there are coins, and that's all good. So I think I've played through everything here. I don't see any other spots. Around and see, yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to do another playtest feedback form for this. So C Pfeiffer at media.com. This is Melody E level. Tested today. Anything I found confusing or frustrating? I will say I was confused by there not being like the exit door or any way to fully win the level. So I'm going to say that there was no exit or key. So I couldn't win the level. And I also think it was a little short because there was only 2 real challenge areas with the drones, and the rest of it was like a line of coins leading me to where I was supposed to go. I did like that first drone challenge. The first couple of drones had an interesting path, and it was satisfying to sneak around and get coins. I think that was also the most interesting moment, the first pair of drones. Sneaking around the first was my most memorable moment. Most challenging part was probably that same moment, because I had to figure out like where the drone's going, where can I sneak past, when do I need to hide. So I'll say that. First pair of drones was challenging because I had to watch and move carefully. And that's another thing. Sometimes the hardest part of the experience is also the most fun part, and that's totally cool. Anything that seemed obviously buggy or broken. It didn't seem buggy or broken really, except that it wasn't fully completable, so I'll say that. The level wasn't fully completable because it did not have an exit or key. And I guess this was about for someone at my skill level, and I knew I was supposed to get a target treasure. There wasn't Oni, like Oni wasn't there to tell me what exactly I was going for. And also I did notice in the UI, if I go back to this, so in the upper left, you can see the coins collected, but there's the maximum count is 1. And that's the default. You can change it, but again, it's a little tricky to find the setting to change that. So I will talk about where to find that in the future. But yeah, so I knew I needed to get coins and target treasure, but I Oni was not in the level to describe the objectives, and the maximum coin count was set to 1. It would be better if Oni had some dialogue to explain the mission. And the coin count was set out of 18. Because 18 coins, and I think that's all of them. Did I find any loopholes or do anything that the designer might not have intended? Again, the player can walk off the edge of the level, and there was no exit door or key. Strategy for winning, same as usual. Watch the drones move carefully, hide. Also follow the trail of coins here. That was pretty obvious and easy to follow. Like, it was guiding me it was guiding me through the whole level. Something that I felt worked well, the couple of drones again. The 2 drones near the start of the level. What didn't work well? I feel like everything worked pretty much okay. There wasn't any challenge in some areas where I was just following the trail of coins. I wanted to have more places to sneak drones and hide. So I guess that's I will repeat that here. I would like more drones to sneak around and more hiding spots. And I'm actually going to test one more thing that I know is pretty easy to mess up because of the way the drones are made. If I get caught by this drone. Whoa, okay. Yep. Alright, so what just happened there was I got caught by a drone, and then I teleported to the respawn point, which is intentional, but the respawn point was left at the default place in the prototyping kit, so and the floor wasn't, because the ground plane that was used for the level was from the prototyping kit, I imagine, and it was moved over to where the actual level is, so I just started falling through the void. And I think the drone didn't chase me, which is good. But there's some particular things you have to do to get the drones to stop chasing you once they get you, and for the player to respawn at a point that you choose. So I'll go over that too. I'm going to submit. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. I'm going to submit this. Good job. I am really excited to see these gray boxes, and I do think that first drone challenge was really cool, so good job there. And I think there's a lot of room to develop this level and put more stuff in, so I'm excited. I'm going to submit that. And again, that will be available at the end of this task. We will organize them so that everyone can look at the feedback. So I think that is all the Greybox levels that we have, except for mine, which I can show you where to find it if you would like to playtest it for me, because like I said, I made this level, so I can't really be a true playtester. So when you make a level for a game, the whole time you're making it, you are probably testing it periodically, and you're looking at it, and you know where everything is, and you've designed it, and you have an idea in your head of how the player should play it. And for that reason, you're very biased when it comes to testing. It's really best to get somebody who's not at all familiar with what you've been doing to play your game. And there's merits to having someone who's experienced with this kind of game, or someone who's not experienced at all. So if you have somebody who's like, yeah, I play stealth games all the time, I'm really experienced with first-person shooters, I play PC games a lot, uh, they would be good for this because they're familiar with the style of gameplay that you're going for. And probably basic controls, like moving around in the 3D space, is familiar to them. So that is useful. But it's also useful to have somebody who has no idea what they're doing, to see if they can figure it out. Because a level, part of its purpose is to guide the player to have the experience that you want them to have. So if they don't have an idea already in their head of what they're supposed to be doing, it's a good test to see if they can figure it out from what you made. I can't do that with my own level because I know what the player is supposed to do. I know where everything is. But I would love if some of you could go and play this level and fill out the playtesting form like I just did. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let's see how much time we have. Okay, right about the halfway point. Here's what I'm going to do. So in this level that I'm in right now, I pressed escape, and I'm going to open this in the editor. And I will go over some of those things that I talked about and show how to hook them up. So this is a thing you can do in the Endless Mission. You can open up anybody's level that you have downloaded. So this is Melody E level, and I haven't changed it at all yet, but this is how the level is set up, and there's the prototyping kit over there. So let's see. The first thing I want to do is fix that coin count. So where you go to do that is in gameplay, in game logic, coin collectible smart condition. So this is what controls the little piece of UI that goes in the upper left that says like coins collected, and it shows how many coins you have. So the goal here is set to 1, but we have more than 1 coin in this level. I think there was 18 that I counted, so I'm going to put 18 here. And now when I play this game, so it'll save it locally on my computer, but this doesn't change the level that's published. So I'm not overwriting what this person made, except on my computer. So now, if you look in the upper left, it says out of 18, and that will update properly. So that's the first change. Next thing I want to do is fix the player respawn, because it's pretty important that if your player messes up or if they get caught, that they should be able to continue playing. So where we find that is in the prototyping kit, in gameplay objects, start respawn point. So I'm going to hold down Shift and F to zoom to that. And this little marker here is where the player goes if they get caught. And the reason why I started falling through the world when I hit that was because there's no floor here. But it's also outside of where our level is. So a common thing to do is just to have the player respawn where they start. And let me figure out where that is. So avatar, first person avatar. Oh, right. Okay, so they start in front of this trail of coins in the air. I'm actually going to move them down a little bit. Yeah, that's probably good. And then I will take my start respawn point. And by the way, all of this movement that I'm doing in the editor, I explained that in the greyboxing demo that I did, and also it's in the resource for how to use the Endless Mission editor. There's some tutorial videos that will explain how to do this if you're ever confused or stuck. So if you need help finding where those are, you can ask in the Discord, but they are also attached to the tasks for like greyboxing, so you should be able to find them. Anyway, start respawn point. I'm going to move this to where the player is, roughly. Whoops, that is way below where I want it. And move that over. There it is. Okay. I'm going to put that right there. And okay, so now when I get caught, what should happen is I should teleport right there, and I should be able to keep walking around. I think he's hitting his territory bound before he gets to me, which is another thing I can adjust. I got caught, and I teleported right back here. I am no longer falling through the world, so that's good. And I'm going to do an important thing, which is save. I don't want to save this as the same thing. I'm going to save this as melody E level adjustments. And I'm not going to publish this unless people would like me to. If you want, just like tell me in the Discord. But if you actually want to take the original level and publish an update for it, you can just save it as the same name and then go to publish it again. I will not be doing that though, because I don't want this to be in the content portal unless, of course, like I said, you guys want me to. Okay, so there's something that could happen that I didn't see happen, but it's possible, which is that drones could catch you and then teleport to the respawn area. So I'm going to see if I can get that to happen, actually, to show what I mean. Let's see. I'll run past these guys because I think their borders are pretty tight. Let's try this guy. Come and get me. Yep, okay. So he just zoomed to where I was and then continued to chase me, and now he's stuck. That's not what we want. So I think he eventually went back, which is good. But still, he shouldn't have continued to chase me after I got caught. So, let me talk a little about how these drones are hooked up and what determines their behavior. So these yellow boxes that we have are trigger volumes, which is like an invisible area that tells them to do something. And the trigger areas for these drones, so let me find them. I think they are in enemies. Or maybe not. Maybe full view. There we go. I think. Or maybe not. So, here's an important thing. When you're making a game, especially if you expect other people to be looking at your work, it's important to have your objects named well and placed in places where people can find them. So I'm not quite sure where the drones are located. I would typically expect them to be in enemies. It looks like they are in scene. Okay. Well, now that I know where those are, that's okay. So here's these two, and then there's the other one. So anyway, the yellow boxes are, these ones are territory bounds, and that is when the drone hits it, it tells the drone, go back to patrol, stop chasing. So if the player were to get caught in here and then run out here, when the drone hits this, what should happen is the drone should go back to patrol. So why, when I got caught, did the drone continue to follow me? Well, what probably happened was I got caught, and then the drone was chasing me. And when you get caught, the drone doesn't instantly go back to patrol. It continues to go until it hits a trigger, these yellow boxes, that tells it go back to patrol. And when I teleported here, it chased me and probably went so fast that it went through its territory bounds without even registering the event that it touched the territory bound. So how I work around this is I have another box that is located where the player teleports to, and that makes it a safe place. So let's find this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this big box, I like to put this right on top of where the respawn point is. And I'm going to do that for all of our bots. So territory bounds. This one, I'll move it right here. It doesn't have to be exact, but it should be close enough that when the player spawns there, the drones, if they happen to be nearby, will touch it and immediately go back to patrol. So let's test this. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to run over to that rectangle drone and try and get him to catch me. Here. Catch me. And he saw me, but he flew right back there. So he does go through the wall, if that happens, and that's okay. That's the one place where it's like, it's okay, because it has to happen in order for gameplay to progress. But that is the desired behavior here. We do want the drones to go back to their patrol even after they catch you. So that is good. Okay. What else needs to change to make this level fully playable? Well, we need an exit door. We need a place to win the level. So what I think was supposed to happen is you get over here and there's more stuff here, and the exit door is over here somewhere. Maybe not. The creator of this level, if you still have more things planned that are different from what I'm doing, totally do it. I am just doing this as an example of things you could do. So what we want is the exit door and key. And I can actually just drag this over here and put it on the ground. So, and I'm going to rotate it so that it's facing the right direction. I think that is 270 degrees. And I'll move it over a little bit. Okay, so that's not going to be super like fun or interesting because it's just the key in front of the door, but it will make the level winnable, which is important. So I'm not actually trying to design this level and make it add more content to it. I am just showing the hotfixes to make it complete. So let's run over here. This. Now, through here. And the win trigger is missing. So I can open the door, but I can't win, because the door and the win trigger are two different things. So let me show that now. And if it looks like I'm hopping in between playing and the editor a lot, I am. This is a big chunk of what level design is going into the editor and changing a few things and then testing it out and then going back into the editor. That's the process. So we want to be able to win the level and pull up that menu that says you won. Where is that? It is this. Trigger smart condition win. So again, I can just move this over here. And I'm going to rotate it. And put it on the ground. What I want is... Oh, that's too far. What I want is for the player to hit this when they go through the door. So I'm going to put it like right outside the door. Now, you could touch this without opening the door, because I haven't made an actual area for this door to be in and a challenge to get the key, but that's okay. I'm just testing this real quick. So, now, I will run really fast and go to where that door is. I do need the target treasure in order to open the door, and I also need the exit key, and now I open it, and I walk through, and I win. So, that is a complete level. And the UI is almost done. There's, I think, one more thing that I mentioned, which is the start UI. So we want a name for this level, and that goes on simple intro screen. Now, in the simplified view, you can't actually see this, but if you go to full view up here, and you open the simple intro screen and the root, and you go to title, that's where you can change this. So I know that's kind of tricky to find, but that is the process. You go to start and end UI, which is under game logic, simple intro screen, root, background, title. You may also be able to just like search title, and there will be a few because there's a couple different menus, but this one is the start. This one goes at the end, and this one goes at the end if you lose. So this one is where you change the name. So I don't know what Melody's actual name for this is, but I'm going to call it Melody's level. Now when I play this, it should say Dawn City Heist, Melody's level, instead of level name here. And there it is. Okay, so that is a fully complete level, and that's the kind of things that I would start doing to address the playtester feedback, as well as looking at other things that people mentioned in the surveys that they submit, like adding more drones, more of a challenge in these areas where there's nothing but coins. So that's the process. And that is the most important thing that I wanted to show. So here's another thing that's important with playtesting. When we make games or content for games, when we make a level, sometimes we feel really attached to it. It's just like making anything. If you make a piece of art, you're really proud of it and you love it, and that's okay. That's totally normal. When I make a level, it's like my baby, and I'm really excited to show it to people and proud of it. So sometimes it's hard when people play it if they say things like, I really don't understand this, or I'm having a really hard time with this, I just can't do it, or I don't really like the way this is, I think it would be better if it was different. So those are the kind of things you're going to hear all the time if you're making games or making content for games, and that's totally normal. And one of the important things to learn as a game designer is how to take and address feedback. So one thing to remember is that it's not personal. It's not an attack on you as a person or as a designer. It's just the playtester expressing their experience. So you don't need to feel bad about it if there's something broken or wacky or not working out in your level. That's totally normal. It happens to everybody. Nobody makes a perfect level on the first try. Even professional game designers. Like, I assure you, it does not happen. People make buggy, broken, messed up, confusing things, and then other people play it and say, hey, this is buggy and broken and messed up. And then the person who's building the level or the thing for the game takes it and reworks it and adjusts it and says, okay, how about now? And they say, oh, it's still not good enough. I like this thing. I want more of this. And then they change it again and they go, how about now? And that's the process. We call this a lot in the industry iteration, which is to build upon multiple versions and continually make changes to something to make it better. And that is just a part of the game design process. So you should expect to be continually improving your work, and that you should expect that you'll make something that's not great to begin with, because it takes time and iteration to make something really good. So if your first thing was not a smashing success, don't worry about it. Don't worry at all. It's totally normal and a part of the process. What are some other playtesting tips? Oh, actually, speaking of playtesting tips, let me pull up the resource we have for you. So on this task again, in how to prepare, there's this tips for effective playtesting document, which you can look at. And this will have some tips both for running a playtest, for having somebody else like play through your thing that you made, as well as playing something for somebody else. So when I playtested earlier, I was saying these kind of things. So just say what you're feeling and speak aloud while you're talking or while you're playing. And here's some extra feedback for that. So be honest. Don't say things just to be nice, because that's not helpful. But also don't be really mean. Like, don't just say, I hate this, it's terrible, it's really bad. Like that, neither of those things are helpful. What's helpful is to express your experience of what you're doing and say your thoughts. If you have a suggestion for what you think could be good or what could improve the experience, you can say that. But maybe don't prescribe a solution or say it needs to be like this and not like this. Because you're not the game designer in this case, you are the playtester. And you should be keeping what the game is supposed to be in mind. So say I'm a really big fan of like first-person shooters and really aggressive, violent games, and I'm playing like a farming simulator. And I'm testing it and I'm saying, it's okay, but I really wish there was like guns in this and that I could like go and shoot things and that it was more violent. Well, that might be more fun for me as a player, but it's not necessarily going to make that game better because it's not supposed to be a gun shooty game. It's supposed to be a farming game. So keep the game itself in mind, even if it's not necessarily your favorite thing, and help them make it into a better version of what it's trying to be rather than what you wish it was if it's not the same, So it's... Another thing is it's good to be specific and point out, like, as precise as you can, the things that you liked or didn't like, the things that you experienced and felt. So the examples they have here is like, I liked the way the player's jumping felt. So it's good to say stuff like that rather than, yeah, I liked it. It felt good. The player was good. Like that doesn't tell me anything about the actual design of it or what needs to change to make it better or what doesn't need to change. So it's important to be specific about what you're thinking. And something really good is to talk about things that can reasonably be changed. Like the example they have here is tune the avatar's turning speed is actionable. Make the game more fun is not. So, of course, that's what we're trying to do generally, is make the game more fun. But that's not something we can just do. Like, doing that is made up of several smaller steps, such as, like, changing the turning speed of the avatar and things like that. And it's also, the last step is important here, timely. So your feedback should be appropriate to what we're doing currently. And they say, don't criticize the art in a Greybox level for being uninteresting. Of course it's going to be uninteresting. It's just boxes. But what's important here for the feedback on these Greyboxes is the gameplay fun? Is there anything that feels too challenging or frustrating? Was there something that was really fun or that you wanted to see more of? That's what's important here. And later when we do a task where we're building full levels with art, then we can criticize the way things look. And then up higher here is tips for having your levels playtest. And the first one is playtest often. You want as much testing as you can get, because like the more people you have getting their hands on the thing that you made, the better you can make it. Everybody has different experiences, and it's important to make it good for as many people as possible, because you're building a game to share it with people. Typically you're not building something for like one specific person. And it's hard sometimes because you're the one building the game and you have things that you like. Like I like levels where there's this and this and this, but I'm not the player. Like I'm not the person who this experience is meant for. So that's important to keep in mind. And there's some other tips here, but I'm running out of time. So this resource is available to you from where I showed on the playtest published levels task under how to prepare, as well as the list of levels and the form to submit playtest feedback. So I hope that this stream has been informative and maybe entertaining for you guys. And I'm really excited that you are starting to contribute things to Dawn City Heist. And I think these levels are going to be really cool. So I'm glad that you all tuned in today. Or if you're watching this later, I'm glad that you watched it at all. So thank you very much for being with me. and I hope that you are having fun making stuff for Dawn City Heist. Thank you.